Happy Monday to you all. Welcome to our late night show. I'm a bit fashionable today. There are reasons. God is so good. Come over, guys. Let's have a chat. Good to see everyone. What a beautiful evening, y'all. It's a good one. You can see the ANC shames Mnangagwa. Quite very sad to watch. Mthuli Ncube and Guvamatanga, must face murder charges for all the evil that they have been spilling in the country as far as, channeling funds, state funds are concerned. So guys, come through, please. We need to have an amazing chat tonight. And we're also live on TikTok as we speak. TikTok is already brewing. These people are amazing, man. And also, on YouTube, you're also amazing. Guys, also, so before we get into the nitty-gritties, if it's your first time to come across this channel, please do yourself a favor and subscribe. Make sure that you ring the bell so that every time I'm live, you're going to be robbed right here. I also want to say to my regulars, those that are always be gracious to me, I want to say shout out to you guys. Come through. We need to have a very serious chat. So first and foremost, before I proceed, what you heard about Chamisa is not true. We'll get into that issue tomorrow morning. People are desperate for content. When Chamisa is quiet, they have to create issues just to act as if he says something. No, he's actually relaxing. Everything that you are hearing is a lie, right? All right, don't forget to like the live so we push algorithm, inviting everyone to the conversation. Good to see you. Blessing Elizabeth Peter. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Bro, Mike, good to see you, man. Guys, Arnold, shout out to you on TikTok. Here we have good jobs. Piano, Jerry, good to see you guys. Fifi, Fafi, Nicholas, blessing as well. Bongani, Benevolence, and also KB. Okay, guys, I love you. Like the live, push algorithm, let everyone come through the conversation. Good to see you. It's a beautiful night. Oh, by the way, guys, before I forget, happy independence to everyone. But I must say this, I'm not happy about independence at all, and I'll tell you my reasons. I'm not happy because we all know why I'm unhappy. It's because, are we independent yet? Are we free yet, guys? Comment in the comment section as you drop your location, because I want to know where are you watching us from. We are about to have the regular times, which we are busy preparing right now. That's one of the reasons why I need to know where you guys are watching us from. So at least it helps us for preparation. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Happy independence, but people were mad on social media today. They made it very clear that they don't even recognize this independence thing, but we'll get to know more as we move along. But guys, we mustn't forget our heroes. And when I talk about our heroes, I'm talking about those that were murdered, under political wind. You understand what I'm saying? Since 1980 to date, since we got independence in 1980, there were people that actually lost their lives. Some of them were hurt. Some, as we speak today, they are handicapped. I want to send some shout out to those ones and say you are heroes. Those that were imprisoned for literally nothing, just so that the politicians can actually make their moves. What a satanic and diabolical act. But again, they are our heroes too. Quite a number of them. I want to send you some love and light because we know we have got greedy, selfish, evil, satanic politicians among us. People who don't even have a clue of what life is about. For them, they think it's about things, but they came with nothing and they're all going to live with nothing. It's quite very sad. But when we're talking about these politicians, I want to remind you about what Zobo said. No, it's not Zobo, the intellect guy. I mean, he was such a box office. He said that he had to answer a question. He was asking one question, which I'm going to ask that question to almost every politician who aspired to be a president in Zimbabwe today. The very same question that they asked Zobo is coming to you as well. Are you going to take us back where we are coming from, or you're going to bring a completely different politics altogether? But at the end of the day, the answer is yours. But I want you guys to listen to Zobo answering the question after he was asked, that was years back, what do you think about the Zimbabwe that you guys have actually obtained the independence? How are you going to treat the people, and how are you going to lead the country? Take a listen, please.
How can you be certain that whatever government you set up won't eventually become oppressive? Won't be the sort of society where people are frightened of speaking out, frightened of doing anything without looking at...
All right.
How can you be certain that whatever government you set up won't eventually become oppressive? Won't be the sort of...
People are frightened of speaking out, frightened of doing anything without looking over their shoulder.
We do not want to create a social legal order in the country in which people are petrified, in which people go to bed having barricaded their doors and their windows because someone belonging to the special branch of the police will break into their houses. This is what we've been fighting against. Every one of us has been in jail 10 years, 14 years. I myself 9 without trial. Every one of us has had to live scared of the police. How on earth could we create a society which is exactly like that? We don't want it. We are fed up of it. And this is why we are in this revolution for as long as is necessary to abolish this system.
Right, that was Edson Zobo. You heard him. We are in this revolution to abolish this system. But the question is, they haven't. We are still fighting the same. Mr. Lobo, wherever you are in heaven, just know that we're still fighting ZANU-PF today. We're still desperate for freedom. All of us, we are shackled. You hear as we move along some of the gruesome things that are actually happening today to the Zimbabwean people in South Africa. So it is a very sad situation, really, that when our parents went to war, they thought they are freeing us. Are we free today? We are definitely not free. This is what we are going to be pursuing. Now, reading what Brian Tamuka Goro said, he said, let freedom sing. Justice, freedom, dignity, equality, equity, fairness. When you are born into privilege, you live in luxury, are surrounded by powerful relatives, friends, and neighbors, it is easy to mock these terms as ideological. But when you lose power, common sense returns. I don't even understand what is the problem with our people, because for me, I'm like, what is really power? You know, that's why it's difficult to give people positions that never build anything, because at the back of their mind, they abuse every opportunity that they get. Like what happened to our brothers? Most points, ZANU-PF never built nothing. You can see with how they are treating these people in the country. What are they doing? They're only playing gimmicks and looting. That's the only thing that they do. Their friends are actually thugs. You know, you've never seen them moving around with really powerful business people. I always ask you questions whenever I see Strive Masiwa having interviews in Botswana. I've seen a number of Zimbabweans just actually blessing other countries. Mana Brian, you have seen him in many times having conferences attending conference, in Rwanda. Because the Zimbabwean people that we have, not the politicians, hate everyone who is smart. Because you know what? Most of them are down. So they just want to be around the incompetent guys or those who have nothing to add value, so they can just make noise, scream. When you ask, what are you doing? Nothing. I saw roads that were actually revamped about 2 months ago. You can't believe they already have Makomba. A road that they revamped, people were paid millions of US dollars. But the road is already messed up 2 months ago. But those are their friends. That's how they run stuff. I've always been saying there is no professional and competent person who can succeed under the banner of ZANU-PF. None. So when you are complaining that my lady isn't doing great in the Minister of Sports, I'm like, guys, what do you expect? What do you expect? Instead of them bringing those that are wiser so they can learn 1 or 2 things to cover up their mess, what do? They just want every illiterate person around them so they can manipulate. Now, President Emmerson Mnangagwa's speech today, when he was actually officiating the Heroes Day at the Heroes Acre, he said, I once again take this opportunity to thank all Zimbabweans, that's President Emmerson Mnangagwa, for maintaining a peaceful environment across the length and breadth of our motherland. All right? Our brand remains that of a progressive and loving people who are hospitable not only to the kith and kin, but to all persons created in the image of the Lord Almighty. Okay, the Lord Almighty. So I just want to highlight that. Let us all continue to make our visitors feel at home, away from home, that we are one with them, and that they shall always be free to visit, whether on business or on private affairs. That is the Zimbabwe that our departed liberators, whom we are gathered here to commemorate, would have loved to live in harmony and always committed to the betterment of mankind. That was President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Now, the question that I have after you heard what he actually said is, are we in harmony as we speak? Are we in harmony in Zimbabwe? That's the question that I need to ask. Are we? Because if we're in harmony, what stops us from having conversations, especially on a political dialogue? Why is it? It's only those that belong to ZANU-PF that actually attended the Heroes meeting. The rest of the people did not. You have to align yourself with the politicians or bootlick so that at least you can fit in, in the camp of the big boys. So to say this, Mr. President, Your Excellency, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, we are still not free. It's not yet Uhuru, because some of us, we are afraid of your brothers and your sisters. We are afraid of them. I'm not ready to talk about what happened today, but I'm watching very closely. And I will tell you when the time is right. They don't know that I'm 20 steps ahead of them. I'm a wise woman. I move with God. So you goes before me, make all the crooked ways straight. So before you come to here, I've already known your plans. A long time, either via dream or I already know the plans. So relax and chill. Now social media is ablaze as we speak. People are saying we're not yet acquired the independence that we actually deserve as a Zimbabwean people. And I'm going to read a few tweets, very much sensitive information that was being dropped there. People are angry. Zimbabweans are upset. You can't take that away from us. Not at all. So the first reaction was from Aline, who said, Dear Emmerson Mnangagwa, as you pretend to be a hero today, remember that your predecessor, who was a demigod, at one stage with the burial rites at Heroes Acres, is not even buried there. On this 12th day of August 2024, your fate will be worse. Neither will you be buried at Heroes Acres. That's a lot. Your fate will be worse. Neither will you be buried there. No, that won't happen. That is Ali. And then we move to Honorable Job Scala as well. He said there's no bogus regime more than the one that is running our country today. After failure on all angles, they embark on persecution against innocent citizens to drown their frustrations. Rogue and bogus regimes get isolated by the entire civilized world. The demand for the release of our colleagues and freedom fighters currently under incarceration will never cease until the day of their release. Release all political prisoners. He also went on to say, true heroes are those men and women who are standing tall today, resisting and fighting tyranny that is upon us. They are heroes who will be remembered centuries to come by our people and shall be engraved in their hearts forever. No one will remember an evil tyranny or autocratic or its enablers, which I agree with him. No one, absolutely no one will remember ZANU-PF people. In fact, I was even saying today, I know the day will come when most of their statues will be people destroy, just to hear their name, just to hear the name. We should read their books. Most of their books will be destroyed. Nobody wants nothing to do with them. Yeah, have you ever been hated by a person where you want to destroy everything? Ask people who have been heartbroken by either a man or woman who tell you, what happened. You know what I'm talking about? They don't realize that these people will be forgotten as they leave this world. I just want to be honest, guys. I've forgotten about Mugabe. I've forgotten. When people talk about Mugabe, I'm like, what's that again? Woo. Oh, sometimes I even forget he was used to be the president of Zimbabwe. You know why? Because his legacy stinks. If he had left this position earlier, he could have set a culture or a precedent of let go and give someone else an opportunity. But we can see the President Mnangagwa is trying to wiggle himself again to more time in the office because he saw his predecessor doing the same thing. It's a culture that we created. You see older people in their 60s, 70s still stuck in parliament. You ask yourself, Granny, you should be home. You know what I'm saying? Right now. And begin to play with your grandchildren or your great-grand. Some of them are great-grandfathers as we speak. Play with them. I can only imagine in my 60s, towards 70s, I just want to chill and relax. Just watching on kids, doing whatever they're doing and supporting them. I want to leave a strong legacy in this world. I don't want to be part and parcel of a curse. I don't want to be. Right? And then Ali went to say as well, to the sons, daughters of the liberation struggle in Zimbabwe, I'm sorry to report that your struggle and sacrifice was in vain. Today, criminals are in control. We are back in 1974. We need to fight for freedom. And he's right. We are simply fighting for freedom. Imagine living your life in fear. Our people are living in fear. They can't even speak truth into power because of politicians. It's quite very sad. And a strong message again said by Hope Watching on his wall. He said, my hero's message to all Zimbabweans. Today is Zimbabwe's Heroes Day. A day on which we celebrate the sacrifices made by our heroes before and after our independence. Many Zimbabweans died fighting for independence against the abuse of power by the racial colonial government. My fight for the rule of law, for the dignity of every black child and every member of our society. They resist police and military repression and brutality. They fought for a fair society, for land and that was in the hands of the white people, and against corrupt practices as detailed in the Liberation War song, Nzira Dzemasoja, that I have attached below. A song which was a clarion call based on Mao doctrine that included not being corrupt and was against abuse of power, even against captured enemies. Sadly, if you review the list I have provided, it appears that nothing has been achieved except replacing one brutal system with another. Today we have a thoroughly incompetent, corrupt and repressive government that steals from the people of Zimbabwe and does worse than the colonial government. It has failed to create an environment conducive to employment, with unemployment at 95% today. It has failed to manage the economy, with Zimbabwe now having the highest inflation in the world. It has failed to provide adequate health care, with over 2.5 women dying each year during childbirth because the largest hospital in Zimbabwe only has one maternity theater, ironically built in 1977 by Ian Smith's regime. It has failed to provide clean water to all urban areas of Zimbabwe as prescribed under the Water Act. It has failed to pay pensioners what they are owed due to corruption and looting led by the president himself. It has failed to uphold the constitution, and the court system has been deliberately undermined by the president himself. It continues to exploit poor citizens, charging them $250 for emergency passport. The president is a mafia king presiding over a criminal enterprise that steals from the poor. He rigs elections, undermining one of our fundamental principles that led to the liberation struggle: one person, one vote. Today we have a president who steals money meant for the COVID-19 pandemic with his family. Imagine stealing money for a pandemic. Then he arrests and jails journalists for exposing this. He appoints his relatives in all powerful positions to facilitate the looting of public funds. Is that what the liberation struggle was about? His own relatives are caught with his own bodyguards smuggling gold to Dubai, and they go scot-free. Is that what the liberation struggle was about? Given these issues, it is clear that the efforts of our heroes have been betrayed. It is crucial for Zimbabweans to continue the liberation struggle. We must intensify fight for justice, equality, and prosperity without apology. The sacrifice made by the Zimbabwean heroes during the liberation struggle were noble and deserving of today's recognition. However, it is important to acknowledge that the country still faces significant problems such as corruption, economic stability, limited access to essential services, tribalism, repression, and more. Ultimately, the true realization of the dreams of aspirations of Zimbabwe's heroes lies in the hands of its citizens, who must continue their legacy by striving for a better future for all. The betrayal of the liberation struggle's values by the predatory and corrupt ZANU-PF leadership does not diminish the gallant efforts of the genuine freedom fighters who lie in unmarked graves across the country and Southern African region. Their efforts ended colonialism, and now we must intensify the liberation struggle to end black-on-black oppression. The struggle must continue. A luta continua. And I stress on that one. The struggles must continue. A luta continua. Now we know we have got a crazy man among us. This man will make me just, discount education, to be honest. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, y'all. I think the systems, educational systems, the academia is very much limited. In my opinion, you need actually the wisdom in order for you to actually be able to understand how the world functions. We have Jonathan Moyo, who is always, on the standby to gaslight whenever people are dealing with important issues. But as we speak, the guy is he's in exile. But for some reason, he comes and starts talking to us about all these songs that the ZBC used to play. And remember, he was the one behind all these shenanigans and this madness. Holding our people at ransom and literally keeping them at bay as far as information is concerned. He's coming in and said, on a day like this, set aside to commemorate and honor the selfless sacrifice of the heroes of Zimbabwe's liberation struggle, when compatriots with the revolutionary consciousness reaffirm the historical principle that is similar to the national liberation struggle on which it is based. The pursuit of the national interest is not personal, partisan, tribal, or regional. It is national. If your view of the national interest is personal, partisan, tribal, or regional, then you are part of the problem. Actually, you are not part of the problem. You are the problem. You know, it's also going to boil down to Nelson Chamisa. You know what happens when everything has to be political, which I've told you that we need to be very careful because ZANU-PF use politics to actually abuse people. So we need to do away with political part lines and really focus on a Zimbabwean freedom. That's what we need now. Our people needs to be free because even those that are in ZANU-PF are also shackled. It's just a few cartel who are literally abusing the future of our people. It is said, then Faza Maere debunked, he said, is Zimbabwe truly liberated if you have to live in fear and exile outside your country just because the guy at the top doesn't like you? We need new leaders. And we have seen, we're going to cover the issue of Kasukure, Mzembe, that we saw today also on SABC tomorrow morning. But now let's focus on the heroes and also focus on why ANC is like, ZANU-PF is an embarrassment. We don't want them as our friends. It's a shame. Yeah. Here's some water, Holy Ghost. I want to say this to President Emmerson Mnangagwa. People in ZANU-PF don't like you. Do you know if you can have a friend who watch you sink, they don't love you? Because a true and genuine friend will say, excuse me, hello, hey, you're almost tripping. I'm here as a friend, I'm going to protect you, beware, be mindful. What you're doing right now is not right. But you see the people in ZANU-PF are deceivers. They can deceive even the people that they claim to be their own leaders. Don't know what happened in the issue. Don't forget what happened with Mugabe. 1 minute they were supporting, 1 minute they will come and say, we don't know him. Right? Be like Peter, who said, I did not know Jesus. Right? You can see it's happening right now. I can guarantee you, if something happened tomorrow, they all wake up and say, we didn't know Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa was a bad person. That's what they do. President Mnangagwa, the people in ZANU-PF do not love you. They hate you. In fact, they want to see you fail. Because good friends, they would tell you and say, sir, this doesn't cut. You know, knowing well that we are having SADC coming into the country, and across in 2024, we have got social media to cry out loud. You know, deploying soldiers across the country. What is that supposed to mean? Because at the twinkle of an eye, information moves just like lightning. Now, all these dignitaries know that you have deployed the army, that you have people are being tortured. They know that people are in prison because of SADC. What do you expect? Because the minister in South Africa, Mr. Motsoaledi, shames President Emmerson Mnangagwa. It is sad to watch the president. He's talking about if a parent, remember, can't feed their own children and just dump them to the neighbor, or they said, no, just wait until the neighbors are eating, then you can go there. That's how he was literally throwing shade. An analogy tried to describe President Emmerson Mnangagwa that he does not even ask South Africans to say, hey, can you please help my child with treatment? He simply dumped them because we have a number of people who are coming to Messina to give birth as we speak. We also have a number of people who are coming for medication treatment. Now I want you to listen to him speaking. It is heartbreaking to listen when my president being treated that way. And by the way, on paper he is. Even though I don't agree with what he believes in, I really don't. But I can never, deny the fact that on paper he is the president of Zimbabwe. That can never be, blocked by anybody. It's not possible. All right. So now we're gonna listen to Minister Motsoaledi. Oh, it's painful to hear. Take a listen, please.
Let me give you this example of what we're complaining about, because I remember even Makura, when he was a premier, spoke about this issue.
So please note that the video is got a bit of noise, so please just bear with me, okay?
When I arrived in health in 2009, the very same year, I went to a SADC meeting in Eswatini. When I arrived there, the minister came to me. He said, my brother, this is too much. There was a Swati missionary who came to one of our private hospitals. He made a laparotomy. A laparotomy is when they open your abdomen because there's something or they want to check something there. They charged him 500,000 rand. That's 2009. 500,000. After doing that laparotomy, the Swazi government paid. They've got a medical aid that paid. He went to the ward, got infected, and they say we need to open again. Right to Swaziland, and they want another 250,000. You're going to do 750,000 rand for a laboratory. And they say, look man, the Swazis have got a medical aid, not like ours. Because they are a tiny country. When one of their hospitals cannot treat you, they send you into South Africa via that medical aid. The medical aid pays for you. That means only the people, the country, because they can't just send everybody. Then they said, no, this medical aid is going to collapse. I said, why are you going to private hospitals? You don't have to. We've got academic hospitals there that can give you good care. So we made them sign a memorandum of understanding with Charlotte Madeleine and Steve Biko. Even now, that process is still working. And they're a tiny country. Other neighbors don't do that. They just close their eyes.
Listen to that.
And let people cross the border and say, we'll see to finish. Yeah, if you don't have food and money, for goodness sake, your neighbor has God. Why don't you speak to your neighbor we're hungry? Are you able to help? You don't just tell your kid, no, last time just visit them. And you throw them away you throw them away to our neighbors and close your eyes. It's unfair. And I want to say this publicly, even though they are sensitive. When Guvamatanga was being attacked by all and Sunday, during that period when she was attacked, she received a letter of a patient sent to South Africa by a GP in Zimbabwe. The lady has got cancer, stage 4 already, and is anemic. And he sent in and said, please give that lady a pint of blood. In other words, one country asking another, yes, I'll tell you why that is abhorrent to me. Blood is not manufactured. We get it from the population. There are human beings in Zimbabwe. They've got blood, lots of it, for that matter. Yes, they've got blood. All they need to do, if they don't have the technology of getting that blood, is to come to South Africa and say, look, can you help us with people who are going to get people to donate blood in our country? Instead, they close their eyes and throw over the border. It's unfair. And part of the reason is that heads of states on this continent, and it's the only continent, when they are sick, they go to other continents, leaving their nationals alone. When we have asked that must stop. Okay. If you go to Musina Hospital now and go to the labor ward, and I'm challenging you to do so, you'll find that 70% of the women who are delivering there are from Zimbabwe. Nobody.
Okay, so just, I stay very close to the mall here. It's like 2 minutes drive to the mall. No, just like, yeah, the mall. I can see the mall from my bedroom here. But I always pass through there and donate blood. I don't have a problem. If they can say, Zimbabweans across the world, please come and donate blood. We need blood. We'll be the country to donate blood. But no. You see what the problem in Zimbabwe is administration. They all focus on looting. This is why you can see in almost every sector, they're just looting. So they can't work. I mean, is it difficult for you to just say, people come and donate blood, please? But no bring a patient in South Africa and now ask for blood. It's sickening. When I can donate blood here, by the corner here, and every more we always see those guys who work with blood there. I don't understand this government. And here we are being embarrassed and humiliated that you can come to ask for blood. Listen, to even Lesotho, the small country, has got systems for treatment of their own people. But it's only Zimbabwe doesn't have. It's just now you can cross. In fact, people just cross because they're suffering. This administration has brought a curse on Zimbabweans. A curse. I can guarantee they brought a curse. Look, people laugh at us like we don't know what we are doing. Please, people, the world, know that it's not our fault. We want to do anything. We can even do anything for free. We don't want to be paid. We just have this military junta that can't just do the right thing. And that's why I'm saying that to the deep state, my fathers, okay, now I'm talking to you as a child, because I'm young enough to be your baby, because my dad is almost 70. Majority of you are too grown there. Me as your daughter, okay, hear me out. My fathers, because I know you're going to listen to this video. I know that for sure. Please tikukukumbirisai. Taneta nekunyadziswa. We just want to help you to fix the country for free. You don't have to pay nothing at all. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Look, for how long are we going to be stuck in this position? When we have to be humiliated. If you know what happened today, one of our Zimbabwean guy was being chased by the Home Affairs and the police. This guy was I don't know, they're saying he was beaten by a sharp object or whatever happened, and they had to hurt him. This guy died today, as we speak, a Zimbabwean guy. I'm going to read the message. They said, this is a Zimbabwean man who suffered a testicular rupture at the hands of the brutal South African Home Affairs and Police Service. Does an illegality solve another illegality? No matter the crime, does it warrant such psychological and impact on anyone's life? I saw this guy when he was still alive. He was battling for his life. I mean, I can't even begin to fathom. How much blood do you need for you to stand and say, let's just fix the country together? We don't want your houses. I keep on telling you this. We don't want your money that you have taken your land. Please, can we fix the country from here or moving on? I don't understand these fathers. I don't get them. So they're saying there was obviously direct impact potentially from clenched fists or boots or blunt objects. Unfortunately, the perpetrators are unwilling to admit their involvement, even though the victim was left to bleed to death. This guy, I saw the blood all over the bathroom. He was literally struggling. It's our own brother. It's your son, you fathers, you people. This is your child. Do you understand that? Why are you so selfish? Why are you really? I don't understand how you operate. I don't get you. Like, do you even have conscience? Do you have hearts at all? What happened for you to lose? You have nothing. Like, you don't have no conscience to actually say that Zimbabweans are not your enemies. They simply say, let's fix the country together. And you are failing to understand such a simple principle. The man is gone. Such a strong guy who was trying to feed his family at home. Because of you. And you have blood on your hands because you can't just turn. Like, even tomorrow you said, come, let's talk. Let's have a dialogue. People can actually dialogue and things will be okay. But you will remain adamant by simply because of things. Cars, a car, metal. If you go to the scrapyard, they're the most expensive cars. Now it's nothing. Land, mavu, that's what you're fighting for. Houses. I mean, I can only imagine. Very soon it will be nothing. Things, money. Is that what you're fighting for? Is that what you are keeping the country at ransom? Things. That, when you came with nothing and still live with nothing. It is really a shame, my fathers. You failed. You failed, unfortunately. And you need to know it. It is your legacy is a shame. Mother Teresa, who left this world but still left a mark of goodness. You are failing these simple principles just to treat human beings like your own. Treat someone's child like your own. That's what you are failing to do. Unfortunately, fathers, what you have done to the Zimbabwean people, we can't forgive you. We can't forgive you. Whether you kill, you beat, we cannot forgive you. We can't wait for you to leave this world so we can have peace. It's a fact. Every Zimbabwean will tell you, that's why they celebrate when one of yours is gone. They're like, okay, please. Because you have caused us pain. Someone has to tell you. Do you understand? Okay. I actually saw one of the guy from Mozambique, a professor from Mozambique. Now, Mozambicans are now demonstrating on behalf of Zimbabweans. Because, if you do it in Zimbabwe, you're in trouble. So there's a professor in Mozambique who literally won a prison, a Zimbabwean prison attire. Is it a green skirt? Yeah, green skirt. And a jersey with white and red. Just to demonstrate on behalf of Zimbabwe to say, why are you incarcerating innocent people? Why do you keep them in prison for? And he's appealing to SADC to say, yo, please help Zimbabweans. Help these people. It's a shame, fathers. Even now, I'm sitting, when I was looking at, because I'm going to cover this story tomorrow, I saw Mozambique, and when I saw Dr. Walter Mozambique, and I saw Kasukuere and another ZANU-PF guy, when they were, what's his name again? I forgot this guy, man. He used to be the ambassador here. What a failure of a man. I forgot his name, but maybe you know him. They're not important, so you won't even remember their name because they don't do nothing except causing people pain. So they're useless, so it's just a waste of my time. Now, they were having an interview, and here I am, I'm sitting in my house, I'm looking, and I'm like, guys, you always want people to get involved in almost every little thing. And what I'm not saying, I'm not even blaming Manaka Sukuri and Namzim. I'm simply saying, guys, you want other countries to come and tell you how to be human. You want another country to come and tell you how to actually be a human being. Because what you are failing is the bare minimum. The bare minimum. No wonder why people don't respect you. People don't respect you. Yesterday it was President Mnangagwa, Chris Mchangwa was mocked by South Africans across the board. I mean, what kind of people are you? Now take a listen to the Mozambican man demonstrating on behalf of Zimbabweans, now pleading to Zambia, to SADC that they can do something. They have to do something. Take a listen, please.
Currently, 77 democracy defenders that are detained in Zimbabwe prisons without bail, only for conducting peaceful meetings throughout Zimbabwe. We are therefore appealing to all SADC presidents to push for the freedom of all political prisons ahead of the SADC summit that is taking place on the 17th of August. Otherwise, this summit will become an endorsement of the atrocities being committed against human rights defenders and all bona fide opposition leaders. Presidents of the region, don't allow this summit to become an endorsement of the arbitrary detentions and abuse of human rights and injustice in Zimbabwe. Thank you. We trust you.
South Africa, you have been humiliated. Now he's Mozambique, and the Mozambique president was in your office. You were together in the office. Do you see this? What I'm trying to say? Like, I'm trying to understand that. No. You know, when you talk of failure, this is the highest form of failure, where you become a mockery. Like simple things. Guys, let's sit around the table. What can we do to fix our country? We understand we have wronged you. We apologize as your fathers. Can we move forward? It's that simple. They are failing simple principles, the bare minimum. Now I'll give you a background of the professor, which was also written out by Hopo Chingono. Let me read out what he said. So this is a Mozambican professor who has dressed as a female Zimbabwean prisoner in solidarity with the pro-democracy women detained on June 16 for meeting to commemorate the Day of the African Child. Professor Adriano Nuvunga is the director of the Center for Democracy and Human Rights, an organization that promotes democracy and protects human rights in Mozambique. Among the pro-democracy women jailed without trial by Emmerson Mnangagwa is a woman with a 1-year-old child at Chikurube maximum prison. Another woman activist was denied the right to bury her child, who died after Mnangagwa imprisoned her. Guys, listen, I've never had a child, but I mean, I'm a lover of babies. You know, sometimes I laugh with people when they always say to me, oh no, what's what we're gonna have a child, whatever. You know, people with all their scientific nonsense. I'm like, listen, there are so many kids all over the place who wants love. I can go there and adopt one. Life goes on, or 2 twins and move on. You know, because I can also die today and leave my kids and someone can take over, right? So every child is the same. There's no difference. Whether it's mine that I bore or it's someone else's child, all kids are just a blessing. So who cares? You understand what I'm saying? So you can tell me that someone loses their child, a mother, and you refuse that she buries a child. What kind of trauma? What kind of wickedness and evil can that be? And you're dealing with a person who is human, who once been a child. Not only that, he's a father to children, and he's a grandfather to grandchildren that he loves so dearly, but he has got the nerve to withhold rights for a mother to bury a child. Ha! Anyway, guys, listen. If I ever pray for anything, it's God. This people must just go, because the curse they brought on this country is too much. It's spill of blood. It's jailing innocent citizens. It's blocking a mother to bury her child. in 2024. Fathers, you are a failure. And this one, and even the church in Zimbabwe, you have failed. Because are you telling me, even you can be 10, 20 bishops, go and knock at the gate by the State House and said, we're not leaving, you're going to kill us here, we need a solution for this country. They'll open for you. I can tell you the truth. But you know why they keep on committing atrocities? Because you are doing nothing. It's like you're endorsing evil. I was shocked when I saw Mutende as well. Mutende on record is actually talking that SADC must stand up. I'm like, why do you want to talk about SADC when you've got someone that you need to speak to? Tell the president, Mnangagwa, you must make sure this evil stops in the country. We want to drag SADC when you've got the people who actually the reason we're in this problem that we're in today. There's some people that you know, right? Why do you want to pull all these leaders across the SADC region when the people who are in the country that you know are the reason we're in this mess that we are in today? You can talk to them. You see them, you drink with them. You received $1 million recently right in front of our eyes. And this is why, I've always been standing here on the pillar and I stand by my word. And still calling out my brother because I know him, Makandiwa, because I love him as a brother. I'm calling him out and said, I've seen many times, you tell me how humble President Mnangagwa is and Chiwenga are. You are on record say so. Oh, praise God, then thank you for saying so. But here's the thing, I'm expecting you. While you are in your chambers and you can see how humble they are, you can say, sir, let's talk. The two of us, because now you have access. I am asking you, sir, please, if we carry on this trajectory, we are calling out a curse on this nation. Any man of God knows well that if we carry on this trajectory, we are calling out God who cursed the land. And when he curses the land, no one, absolutely no one, is going to be preserved. And we all know that. So why aren't you speak truth into power to him? But you're going to close your eyes right, and you're going to say, no, because you know what? It's not my calling. We did not say it's your calling. We said because you have access to the person. If I could, and I'm speaking and I mean it, if I could, when I know my life is safe, I would go straight to that place and I'm going to speak to them. If I can kneel with my own knees up to I get to the door, I will from the road until I get a solution. And I'm going to tell them, fathers, we're in trouble. If we carry on like this, the curse of God will take generation for us to let it go. We know the right thing and we don't know the wrong things. Why can't we stop evil and come together for the sake of our children? But people are going to pretend like they don't know what's right and what's wrong. Now, Freeman Chari, he said that ZANU-PF brought hate to Zimbabwe. They are the same people who in 1983 said Ngomo should be killed. They Bluetoothed the whole country into hating Ngomo and Zapu. Today, the likes of Joe Charamba are at the forefront of posting photos, eulogizing them in an attempt to look more patriotic than their victims. Yet Mnangagwa took all the farms and businesses at Zipra combatants had collectively bought using their demo funds under Nitram investments. If they care about our liberation heroes, they must restore all the ZAP assets with 42 years worth of interest. That's why people who saw when I was saying the president gave his life to Christ, majority of people's comments were like, okay, not only is he going to give his life to Christ, we're expecting him to actually return the stuff that were taken, like what Zacchaeus did. When Zacchaeus realized that he had wronged God, he was like, okay, I've repented, but I'm willing to bring back everything that I took. All the takes that I used to take from innocent people I can bring back. This is what Zimbabweans want. Even if they can be a settlement to say, listen, I can have half and you can have the half back. That's why I have respect for that man, the secretary in the president's office for Kenya, the one that was resigning. He said, I'm prepared to return everything that I took. Within 2 years into the office, they'd already looted stuff. A culture of evil. When it takes over people, greedy. This is why I was praying today. I said, Lord, any man who is going to be trusted by God to lead Zimbabwe, any man, I pray that he won't take us back where we are coming from. If he does, I will be at the forefront calling that person out by name. If I won't pray a prayer, of course. But I will be at the forefront to say, no, we can't go back where we came from. Not again. We need to change it 360 degrees to revamp Zimbabwe. What we are seeing today, the embarrassment. The embarrassment. And we can see it's on record. Now, Prophet Mgano exposed Mthuli Ncube and Guvamatanga, these two people, two men. And by the way, Mthuli Ncube and Guvamatanga, these two men, they need to be arrested for murder. Because he said this is murder. They must be arrested for murder. Because the money they are looting, that money should be catering for the poor. Many people that are dying in hospital for not having medication, it's on them. Because they're authorizing money, paying to thugs, but failing to deliver to the Zimbabwean people. I'm talking about the essentials, the necessities. You know, they're failing simple things. Last time I saw that he actually, may God bless him, that was Strive Masiwa and wife, had actually have to donate some of these cons and machines for hospitals. But Guvamatanga can sign off, go to scheme, whatever it's called. 87 million money goes. No goats, nothing. They can sign off money for lights, no delivery, nothing. They can sign off money for cars, no delivery, nothing. And they still sign off again. And the allegations are they're getting kickbacks. It makes sense. You can see how the brag and the arrogance. If you guys watched it when they were coming to this past budget, and you saw how they were getting out of these fancy cars and whatever, you know, it's all about them. The arrogance and the pride of Guvamatanga and all. You can't believe it. They treat people like nothing. Now they think they've arrived. No, sirs. Your time is coming. Don't be too comfortable, because your time is definitely coming. You know, life is governed by principles. Genesis 8:22, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest shall never cease. Whatever you sow is exactly what you reap. You can't get away with it. Now we're going to listen to Professor Gift Mugano, please. Take a listen.
To take you away a bit from the budget and hear your comment on the Auditor General's report, because I didn't have an opportunity to sit down with you. What does the Auditor General's report tell us about not just the budget, but how we're managing our resources?
I think the bigger picture in the Auditor General report is rampant corruption. Rampant corruption, you know, at the unprecedented level of corruption. Lawlessness.
But Judge Guvamataga's permanent secretary, Minister of Finance, says the Auditor General misdirected herself because some of these things are not really factual.
Well, he's a culprit. He is a culprit. He didn't see how much payments they did, which were not authorized. He's a culprit. What do you think he should say? You ask if someone is guilty to defend himself. Have you ever not seen in the court when someone who admitted a person would come with a lawyer to defend himself? Do you want a lawyer to go to the... this is murder, what you are saying. To say it's corruption is understatement. It's murder. You know why he made this murder? Because that man, if it was going to hospitals, would be saving life. Yeah? If that money was going to create jobs, would be saving the youth. Yeah? If that money was going into production, would be saving our people who are being harassed in the diaspora of xenophobic. It's murder. To say it's corruption is understatement. And there's no one in government who can defend this because they are guilty. How do you explain a situation where you pay for cars and they don't get delivered? It's a matter, and we have always been saying it, even during the time of Madam Chiri. There's nothing new here. I don't know why people are looking at it as crazy. There's nothing new. It's just, I was going to be surprised, actually, if this new Auditor General would say everything is okay. Because the pattern, I would say, what would have happened in Jerusalem? You see. So she just reported what Madam Chiri used to present. So there's nothing new here. So I would think that Zimbabwe needs to really wake up. That's why I say we're in a big slump. And I don't have even energy to really talk about this whole corruption, because it's actually getting in my nerve to say we are killing the nation. When you look at what is being said on social media by those leaking audios on how people in Nakachimata would jail, and you see this report, you see the link, how the system is working. This whole system is a corrupt system. It's rotten. So no one can defend this. How do you defend? You know, you question your own auditor. Why are they not questioning the reports by Zimstat that 88% of the population are now employed in the formal sector? You see, these government departments. So there's correlation, high corruption, high the collapse of the economy, and the informal sector goes. So this is murder. And we should not be defending this nonsense. It's murder. We should stop it.
Is he lying? It's definitely murder. Because the results of their looting, it's so excruciating. We can see. And what hurts me the most, guys, is when I look at the youth that were dragged. My heart bleeds. And everything they're saying was intentional. So they can keep looting. There's no challenge, because if the youth are dragged, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? It is heartbreaking to watch. The way they've destroyed the country. Evil people. But let me tell you, they have their time. It is coming. It's very close. So, Professor Guvamatanga this morning tweeted, again, the repercussions, the results of the wickedness that is going on in the country, of looting. And if you're hearing me, some Mthuli Ncube and Guvamatanga, I know most of you are listening to my videos. I know that. I know for sure. Brothers, stop evil. It doesn't pay. Because your children will pay for it. Now, Professor Guvamatanga, he said, I was again reminded last night of the palos and also even in human health system in Zimbabwe. When a critically ill colleague was kept waiting outside one of the hospitals in Harare until I had to cough up $760 in the early hours of this morning. Reminded me of a similar situation in 2002. Bernard Chidzero, Zimbabwe's former finance minister, died in the waiting room of another hospital in Harare because we were unable to raise the hundreds of Zim dollars required in those early hours of the morning. When will this madness end? He was a former minister. So, sir, Mr. Professor, I'm sorry to say this. I've been saying the very same thing to my brothers. Like we are talking right now, when I'm telling you, don't be too comfortable. Life change. It is bound to change. You are too comfortable, but you don't realize that this very same space that you are disadvantaging is where the prison may be your home for life. So a wise person who understands, you know what, anything can happen. And tomorrow I may need these facilities. The hospitals you are destroying, what if tomorrow you wake up and they're going to take everything away from you? And you need these hospitals that you have been disadvantaging for years. So you don't think. You feel like, oh no, but the man I'm stashing in foreign lands will be good. No, life doesn't work like that. Anything can happen. You can lose everything in the twinkling of an eye. So brothers, stop evil. It doesn't work. Stop it now. And I mean it. God keeps on sending you a message to say stop, and you don't want to stop. If you don't want to stop, He'll stop you. And that will be okay. And the gift of Talos as well. He said, I witnessed the devastating reality of Zimbabwe's healthcare system firsthand when I stopped to assist a citizen involved in an accident on the Chinwe Road, 40 kilometers from Harare. Despite calling an ambulance, it only met us at Avondale and Parinyato Hospital. Couldn't attend to her until much later. After we raised a fuss, tragically she succumbed to her injuries. This is the heartbreaking consequences of a healthcare system in crisis. Delayed emergency response times and inadequate medical care can have fatal consequences. Sadly, you can't raise these issues in Zimbabwe without being tagged regime change agent or enemy of the regime. That's for sure. Like, I'm not a politician. I'm a Zimbabwean who is fed up. Who's fed up of being humiliated by my fathers. Maybe if I say something, they may hear me as a child. Because every time they gaslight using political statements, I'm not a politician. I love all Zimbabweans and I love everyone. Every politician is my brother. Every Zimbabwean is my family. So I stand with the people and I stand with everyone. So it's no longer an issue of politics, whatever you belong to. It's not an issue of saying Zimbabwe must be free. We need to do away with culture of gaslighting. You know, and ZANU-PF does that a lot. Every time you say something that they know they can't, they are being questioned of their integrity. Oh no, you're in opposition. Oh no, you're supporting Chinese. Oh, no, forget about that. And I have the right to choose which political player I want to support. Like any other Zimbabwean, they have the right to do so. But at this point in time, we are all coming after you for one thing, a Zimbabwe that works for everyone. That's what we want. And we are not giving up. We are focusing on that, whether you like it or not, and it is coming. That time is very close than you think. You guys, Mabo did that for too long, and we are sick and tired. You can do all these gimmicks and, oh no, we fix the road. Some of the roads that you did 2 months ago, at Amakomba as we speak, showing that you are just playing with our minds. Playing with our minds and our time. It's a people that are liars. Oh yeah, these people are good at lying. They lie in your face. Don't forget the Mbuzi interchange. They told you that by the end of July, we'll be done with the project. This project, I'm telling you, if we didn't stop and rise up today, it will finish when Jesus comes. Maybe we're going to leave this world before it's even finished. But most people will pay the money and it's gone. It's gone. End of July. And I told you I'm going to shave my hair. Unfortunately, I'm going to keep my hair because what for? ZANU-PF did not finish the project. And I'm not going to join ZANU-PF. I was willing to shave my hair and join ZANU-PF if they'd finished the Mbuzi interchange. Unfortunately, they didn't. Again, failed the test. Nothing they can do. Nothing. When you see ZANU-PF rushing with something, when you see them calling a president to humiliate President Mnangagwa, last time you humiliated him by commissioning a toilet. This time you're humiliating by commissioning a 7-kilometer road. That's why I'm saying you don't love him. You are lying. You're going to do exactly what you did with Mugabe. Just like that. Take an advantage that he's getting younger by day. And you are playing with this man. I know. My father is 70 years old, so I know. There's things that he can no longer do. He's just going to say, my child, I think you can fix that one for me. Because I can't even understand. I can only imagine an 81-year-old. Where is he? That's why you keep on saying you love him. You don't. You're just doing so you can keep your thuggery behavior to continue in peace when there's no accountability. But this time it's going to end. Whether you like it or not, it's ending. Notwithstanding how many guns you have and how much torture and abuse you can, it's going to end this time, whether you like it or not. Now move on to family life. Okay. You said I'm going to chew a bit. Right. Okay. So there's a woman that I think I respect a lot. She really talks about relationships, amazing woman. I can't even pronounce her name, but I think that was because someone sent me. But when I went to kind of check your profile, she's an incredible person. So I wanted you to take a listen. And this is directed to my people, whether brothers or sisters, whatever the case may be. Take a listen, please. I'll give you my opinion.
Fellas, if you are in a committed relationship, stop liking photos of other women. Like your woman's photos. Don't call your woman insecure. It's a matter of respect. No woman should think or know your attention is away from her. You pursue her and told her you only have eyes for her. So live up to that. Be mature or leave her alone.
Wow. Okay, so liking the pictures, and I've heard a lot of women complaining about it. I'm laughing and I'm like, you know what? I think sometimes you just leave social media. If you're married, I honestly, unless if I'm doing business on social media, if I'm married, what am I doing there? What for? Do you understand? But like I said, if I have good business that I do, like I'm on social media because I'm here, I'm talking about important issues of politics. I'm also on social media because I'm interacting on political space because that's where I get to see what people are saying, what they think about Zimbabwe. And some of the, do you know the most of corruption that is going on in Zimbabwe is being exposed on social media? Because people in Zimbabwe are sending messages to those that are very, very much prominent or that have numbers to at least expose every deal. That's why these politicians cannot hide. But if you're in a relationship, and if you're my brother, a single person, who genuinely want to be in a relationship, like a committed relationship, not playing games, please, these kind of things do kind of, somehow affect women. But I also know that even men as well. I don't think any man would like it when you know what I mean? Every time, if I'm dating someone, I always think about, oh my God, would I like this? Like if I post a man right now, maybe a man with a big chest, whatever, and because I see a good looking man and I can actually say, oh, that guy is good looking. You understand what I'm saying? There was a time I posted someone, he was very good looking, and I was like, snap, this is not right. Let me go and delete the message. Because I was dating someone, I didn't want the person to be hurt. Do you see this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because maybe if he doesn't have that body, he feels like, oh maybe she's kind of lacking this kind of body. So, I rushed and I just removed that immediately. You have to be conscious. You have to be respectful. I know some of you're taking life so easily because you're so swamped by the streets, more than what works for you. You see, we are living in the most sensitive times because we have social media that we mirror almost every minute, every day. This is why people, they go crazy when they stay on Instagram, because people are just showing you their lifestyle. Even though it's fake, even though it's temporary, but you see it because it's in your face. So when it comes to relationships, if you're really genuinely in a serious relationship, don't do it. Don't walk around liking women's pictures. Oh my gosh, she's really nice. Oh, woo, woo. And it's one of the reasons why, women now, if the woman sees that, oh my God, this guy seems like he likes these women with big bodies or whatever, she goes and cut her body. Because she's trying to make you happy. Maybe you can like her pictures. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So, please, consider yourself before you consider the world. Remember, there's always going to be an 18-year beautiful girl in town. I can tell you, every year there's an 18, there's 20-year-old beautiful girl, there's a gorgeous girl on the streets. So you have to be someone who has boundaries to say, no, I don't cross this kind of road. I'm going to stay right here. I don't want this. Do you understand? This was going to be a handsome man out there. Even when I married, I always laugh when I hear people say, no, but you know what? She was dating her colleague because, no, I'm like, hold on. It's because you're not watering your seed. Listen, anyone can have muscles. If they push on the weights, they can have muscles. If it's a man, anyone can have a flat tummy. If they eat healthy, if they work on their body, if they can do a lot of press-ups, you can have a flat tummy. They can change their diet, can have a flat tummy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can't say, oh, but I was with this because they've got a flat tummy. No. Water your garden. Stay in your garden. Let this woman know that you love her. I've told you, women are easy to please. I guarantee you the truth. Easy to please, except when she's using you. If she's genuinely in love with you, she's also merciful and gracious towards you. Because you don't confuse a promiscuous woman who is after your things and a woman who genuinely loves you. Because when a woman loves you, she is gracious. A woman who is after your money, she's after the money. So she doesn't care about how you feel. She doesn't care about what you're thinking. She's simply pretending for things. She's going to get a Louis Vuitton bag, a Chanel bag, or money for whatever she wants to. So that woman doesn't care about your well-being. But an authentic woman who's in love with you, because if I'm in love with someone, I think about the person too, right? I'm like, okay, I don't think this is going to be okay because I know I don't feel okay with it. Why would I treat someone the same way? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So don't confuse the two. A woman on the street and a genuine relationships are very much different. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you're in a genuine, authentic relationship, please don't move around social media just like women's posts. Oh, no, like, oh, yeah, you look nice. First and foremost, it's actually not even classy. Forget about what the social media say. It's not classy. It shows that you actually don't even know what you want, number one. Number two is you don't even know where to draw the line. You are not a steady person. You are not even a marriage material person. It's when you are in a serious relationship. Do you understand me? Except when it's someone that you know that is very close to. But not all the girls that you see on social media nowadays that are sailing. Because, social media it's on its own in 2024. It's a mini porn. It's a mini porn site. Because that's where women are sailing to, right? So you're going to have to be wise if you genuinely want a serious relationship to work out. You need to humble yourself. It's not about what the street wants, about what your woman that you're going to spend the rest of your life with wants. It's going to be about almost every man on the street. Oh, no, what this man says. No. I can't tell a man today that I want to marry and say, oh, but you know what? I know Peter was saying this. Oh, but what about so my friend's boyfriend? He's not my friend's boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. He's the man that I'm dating. So my eyes are not zoning on what the streets are saying, zoning on what he wants, and what he is saying is more important to me. Do you understand? Please, be smart, be sober, be vigilant. This is 2024. Some of you have destroyed your marriages by just acting stupid. A married woman has got a number for boys. You've got friends, male friends. I have male friends. I think I get to be more friendly to male than I can be to women. But let me tell you honestly, If I marry someone today, I'm going to actually be very clear with these friends of mine prior to the marriage and say, yo, I'm getting married next month or in the next 2-3 months. I mean, I've engaged now, guys. You know, I love you. I always do pray for you, believe in you. But if you want to be my friend, you're going to be a friend of our family, which means my husband and I. It can't be my friend, a male friend. No. I've told you a story of my friend, right? So my friend and my friend, we've been friends for some time now, right? Got married. I was there at his wedding. He was my friend. And then a month prior to after his marriage, he was like, hey, I'm coming from school. He was at Vest University. Was he doing his master? Oh no, PhD, I think, if I'm not mistaken, PhD. I'm from Vest University. Are you there at home? I can pass through seeing you and whatever. Then I said to him, do you have your wife with you? He said, no, she went back to school. I said, don't come. If you come here, you must come with your wife. I love you still. I care for you. I pray for you too. But you can't come to my house here alone. you understand? Principles. And all he did, he chuckled, he laughed. He said, yeah, you know what I mean? There may be nothing because we've been friends. You know, I knew when we were single, we could meet, you know, you and I as friends. We could eat and drink and laugh and talk. Fair play, because we were single and I was single. But now that you're married, I can only imagine if my husband says, no, I've got a woman friend that I went to your house and we're cooking in their house. You understand what I'm saying? So boundaries, very important, boundaries, right? And we're still friends, but there must be boundaries. That's wisdom, right? Wisdom is profitable to direct. You guys are feeling simple things, like minor things. I can only imagine. Oh no, one day I was laughing with someone, actually told me a story. It was like, I don't know, it was someone was married or maybe the marriage had collapsed or something. I don't remember the story, but he said to me, the wife would go, but she can't even tell you where she is or where she went with her friends. I'm like, in my house, it doesn't matter who I stay with. I can actually tell the people, I can't just be anywhere for the sake of, it doesn't matter how young the person is. When my son at the age of 12, I would say, hey, baby, I'm passed through the mall. Or I'm at this place, I'm going to be there in the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, mommy, see you later on. Do you understand what I'm saying? But then if someone is married and just go, they don't even communicate and just come back when they want to, that person's not serious. You're joking. What if something happens to you? I'm going to be the first person to receive a call to come to your problems. But when you go and do all your shenanigans, you don't want me to know? It's an issue of just simple respect. And bear in mind, respect don't only start because you're married. You just need to be a respectful person. If you can honor your boss at work and be there on time, if you don't go to work, you can call and say, yo, I'm not feeling well, I want to come to work. What stops you from telling your wife or your husband to say, I'm just going to go be with friends, and let the person authorize you? You don't just go, they have to authorize you if to go or not. You know, is it okay for me to go with my friends? No, baby, it's not going to be okay. No, you don't go. Let's say, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to me and my friends. No, you don't go. It's okay, babe, I'm not going to go. Do you finish? No. You won't finish? Simple principles. But sometimes, maybe God is speaking to this man to say, if you go there, you'll be in danger. Don't go. He's like, no, I'm going to go. You get in danger, you want him to jump and come to your problems. So both ways, male or female, just to respect each other. Life is so simple, man. It's simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. When you apply principles, and you'll be at peace and in harmony, you're going to build. You're going to grow. You're going to look more beautiful. Sometimes you look ugly because you're stressed all the time. But imagine when you're happy, the husband is happy, mama is happy, kids are happy, even when you don't have enough. But what's more important is happiness. It's joy. It's peace. So God can start giving you ideas on how to grow your family, on how to start businesses. But how do you have ideas when you're bickering every time? I can be around toxic people. Because when I'm around toxic people, I can't think right. But put me around peaceful people and see what I can do. I'll change the world. I have ideas. And I implement them. One day, I was thinking my brother, anything you know could answer, so right? Yeah. One day I sent him a message, I was like, hey, brother, I saw you, Noma talk about his wife all the time. And I was like, hey, brother, I want to say to you, you really marry well. But you know, when I said that to him, I realized that later on I was no, but I did not finish the sentence. Then I was like, you know what, my brother, I forgot one thing. I forgot to thank you. Because your wife is because you are. There are men who can't build their own wives. In fact, they shout at their wife, they scream all the time, they attack them. A woman can't function properly. But for a woman to succeed in a marriage, a man has to be a supportive husband, a man who affirms her, baby, you are amazing. You can do it. I believe in you. Not to say, no, well, there's nothing that you can start. You know, you are a failure, man. Nothing that... You are destroying your own future. Hey. But a wise man or a wise woman, baby, you're amazing. You come back from work, no, you relax, chill. We're going to massage your feet. How was your day? You're being told by me, a single person. You don't have to be single to know the right thing. I come from a family. Peter, was it Paul who taught about marriage? He said, listen, yo. If you're burning, get married. That was Paul. But then if you are not, don't, because marriage has got problems. He had never married. It's wisdom. You understand? Yeah. I'm a product of family. Be wise. Build your own home. The Bible is clear. A wise woman or man build their own home. A wise person. And a foolish person, what do? They destroy. You come back when you want to. You talk to whoever. Nobody can open your phone. Nobody wants to scan your phone. But surely she must have a password to your phone. No, nobody can touch my phone. So now you can destroy a marriage because of a gadget. I can leave anybody with my phone. My family knows. I can tell you this is the password. If you want something, get in there. There's nothing to hide. Nothing. I can leave. If I date someone, I can leave with my phone for a week or month if you want to. Except as long as you can answer my clients and answer and do the work that needs to be done, we're good. A gadget must ruin my life? The lack of wisdom, ignorance, is the reason why marriages are falling apart and relationships are falling apart. But a wise person who understands, no, you can have the phone if you want to. No, baby, you can call if you want to. You can have it. Brothers, don't destroy your families because of stupid things. Silly stuff. Because those marriages that you see that are succeeding today, they apply principles. I'll tell you a person that you know. I'll give another example that you know. Nigel Chanakira. Amazing man. Respect for this man. Respect for him. So remember the last year when there was soccer? You know, for those that are soccer, I'm not a soccer person. I can tell you different stories, you know. I'm pumped with a lot of stories that I've been collecting over the years. Last year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he posted a letter, because I think in their family, they do like what I normally want to do. A family emails. You know, it's easier to communicate, you know, with families. Feel like, you know what I mean? Saying, oh, our days are busy. So he sent an email to his wife. He was like, baby, that was Nigel Chanakira. People who are on X can actually attest to this. Please, can you allow me to watch soccer for the next few weeks? I'll come to bed, but I'll come a little bit late. That was Nigel Chanakira, the one that you know, the businessman. The one that owned the Kingdom Bank, that still owned banks in Zambia. A businessman asking his wife for permission to watch soccer. And I know another man is saying, no way, this is my house. Nobody can tell me anything. Nobody can tell me nothing. That's why things are falling apart, sir. Ma'am. And the wife responded saying, that's okay, baby. Life is simple. When you follow simple principles. But let me tell you, if he was bickering with his wife, he was not going to own the bank in Zimbabwe. He was not even going to own banks in Zambia as we speak. You can't build when you're fighting every time with your partner. It's not possible. Wisdom is profitable to direct. I love you. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. You must sleep tight. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now. Yeah, I can't wait to be married so I can help married people as well. Because, I mean, what's the point? Like, for real.